When a man sings and a woman enjoys it, when he sleeps, he will enjoy it. Welcome to a fresh episode. And today we're going to section 15 of Surah Al-Araf, the heights in the Holy Quran. It starts with Ayah verse sign 127. Namshi, let's go. وقال الم... وقال وقال الملاء من قوم فرعون أت... أتذروا موسى وقومه ليفسدوا في الأرض أتذروا موسى وقومه ليفسدوا في الأرض. Said the chiefs of Pharaoh's people, will thou leave Moses and his people to spread mischief in the land? In the land. وَيَذَّرُكَ وَيَذَّرُكَ وَآلِهَتِكَ, and to abandon thee and thou gods, وَيَذَّرِكَ وَآلِهَتِكَ, and to abandon thee and thy gods. Kala, Pharaoh said, سنقاتل أبناءهم ونستحيي نساءهم. We will kill their males and leave their children. Okay, that goes. He said, their male children will we slay. Their male children will we slay. Only their females will we save alive. ونساءهم ونستحي نساءهم. Only their females will we save. Nastahi, that's live. I give them life. Leave them with their life. ونستحي نساءهم. وإنا فوقهم كاهرون. That's still Pharaoh talking. And we have over them power irresistible. Kahirun. I said it in this in my channel before. Karo. Karo is irresistible. Kahirun. Okay. Let's go to the commentary. Did we read commentary 53? Did we read commentary 53? Pharaoh's order against the sorceress was drastic enough. Pharaoh's order against the sorceress was drastic enough, but his council is not satisfied. That's the followers. It's happening today. They are not satisfied. What about Moses and Israelites? They had a seeming victory and will now be more mischievous than ever. They appeal to Pharaoh's vanity and his superstition and sense of power. If you leave them alone, they say, if you leave them alone, where will be your authority? Says Pharaoh's chiefs and elders. If you leave them alone, where will be your authority? You and your gods will be defied. Pharaoh has a ready answer. He was really inwardly cowed by the apparent power of Moses. He dared not openly act against him, but he had already, before the birth of Moses, passed a canon, Cunning, a canon order to destroy the whole people of Israel. Through the instrumentality, through the instrumentality of midwives, Exodus 1:15, all the male children were to be destroyed, and the females would then be for Egyptians. The race of Israel will thus be at an end. Full stop. This order was still in force and would remain in force until the despised race was absorbed. But Egyptian cunning and wickedness have no power against God's plan for those who had faith. See verse 129, where we are going to now. So you see, like I said, Muslims and the Quran do not totally reject the former revelations. You can see references being made to the Old Testament here, Exodus and whatnot. Mm. The Muslims refer to them. Mm. The verses that support what is in the Quran. Mm. I don't know if the last time we read the commentary to 103. Let's see. When we read commentary 103, let's see. Yes, we did it. We did it. So this commentary is for sign 127. We're now going to sign 128, where we see where we will get Moses' reaction to his people. Kala Musa likaumihi istainu billahi. Said Moses to his people, pray for help from God. Istainu billahi. Pray for people. Pray for help from God. Istainu. Iyaka nasta'in. If you go to the first verse, Iyaka nasta'in. To you will we pray for help. So, istainu billahi. Wa isbaru. Not only that, pardon me, not only that, and exercise patience. Wa isbaru. Pray for help from God and wait in patience and constancy. And wait in patience and constancy. Wa isbaru, wa isbaru. Wa is wa ispiru, sorry, wa ispiru sabri. Means sabri is from the word sabri, ispiru, patience. And wait in patience and constancy. Why? He's explaining. Innal ardi lillahi yurithuha man yasha'a. And he's giving a reason here. For the earth is God's. To give, for the earth is God's. To give as a heritage to such as his servants. To such of his servants as he pleaseth. For the earth, his reason, yes, here. His reason is here. For the earth is God's, to give as a heritage to such of his servants as he pleaseth. إن الأرض لله يورثونها من يشاء من عباده of his servants. So what is he is telling us here that no country is for any particular people. America was not there; it was for some people, and God gave it to them. If God wants, He will replace them again with another generation. Pardon me for using America, but it can be any country. Mm. You can see even today we are learning that the Palestine was not for actually for the Israelis. So this verse confirms this. Mm. إن الأرض لله يريدها من يشاء. Uh, where is it? For the earth is God's to give as a heritage to such people, to such of his servants as he wishes. Yurituha min ibadiha, man yasha'a min ibadiha, to people from to his servants as he wishes. Okay. وآكبة للمتقين والآكبة للمكي للمتقين والآكبة للمتقين. This is Moses still speaking. And the end is best for the righteous, mutakina. The end is for the righteous, is best for the righteous. Yes, there is a commentary for it. Notice the contrast between the arrogant tone of Pharaoh and the humility and faith taught by Moses. In the end, the arrogance was humbled, and humility and faith were protected and advanced. So while Pharaoh was arrogant, threatening, breathing fire, we shall kill them, finish them, and leave their females with their life. Moses is here sober. He tells his people the earth is for God, and he gives for inheritance to his servants as he wishes. So two contrasting views here. It is the contrast between the arrogant tone of Pharaoh and the humility and faith taught by Moses, or Musa in Arabic. Okay, we go to 129. We go to 129. Kalu, now the people of Moses are speaking. Kawil Musa. Kalu uzina min kable antatina wa min bagda ma jirtina min kable antatina wa bagdi ma jirtina. They said, we have had nothing but trouble, both before and after you came us. So they said, they were complaining, and she is consoling them, but they are complaining. He said, before Moses, before you came, we had trouble. And after you came, we still have trouble. My friend Nati will say, trouble, how are you? Trouble, oh Nati, how is it there with trouble? Problems. Problems, yes, problems is synonymous to trouble. So they complained. Before you came, we are in trouble. After you came, we are in trouble. Imagine. Kala, asa rawakum, an yahlika, aduwakum, asa rabukum, an yuhlika, aduwakum. He said, it may be that your Lord will destroy your enemy. It may be that your Lord will destroy your enemy. And lifakum fil ardi. Destroy your enemy and make you inheritors in the earth. Wa yastalifakum fil ardi. Fayanzuru kaifa ta'malun. and so he may see how ye act. So he's telling the Israelis, Moses is telling the Israelis, it's maybe that God wants to give you the earth and then see how you act after that. So it was a test for the Israelis. Either they pass it or they fail it. Have they passed it or have they failed it? That test, I mean, have they passed the test or have they failed the test that Moses gave to them, the Israelis? After seizing some people's land and making you to inherit them, then you now come and seize other people's land and you are slaughtering them. When he prevented Pharaoh and his people from slaughtering you. All right. Uh, oh, I see. That is the end of chapter uh, 15. Yes, we have to go to the commentary. Okay. There is a slight note of querul- of querulousness in the people's answer. Querulousness is spelled Querulousness. Querulousness in the people's answer. Mm. But Moses allays it by his own example and courage and his vision of the future, which was amply fulfilled in time. See verse 137. We yet to get there. Mm. Then we continue with the commentary to 129. Mm. The Israelites, despised and enslaved, were to be rescued and made rulers in Palestine. Very good. We are even coming to that. The Israelites, despised and enslaved, were to be rescued and made rulers in Palestine. David and Solomon were great kings and played a notable part in history. But the greatness of Israel was conditional. The greatness of Israel was conditional. It was a test, in other words. They were to be judged by their deeds afterwards, after they had inherited Palestine, in other words. When they fell from grace, other people were given honor and power. And so it came to be the turn of the Muslims, and so on. God gives his gifts to those who are righteous and obey his law. Uh, I think we can continue. There's still some ample amount of time. We'll continue with section 16, which begins with 130. ولقد أخذنا آل فرعون بالسنين والنقص من ثمرات لعلهم يذكرون. We punish the people of Pharaoh. ولقد أخذنا فرعون بالسنين. We punish the people of Pharaoh with years, sinini, of drought and shortness. Drought is in inverted commas. It's not really mentioned in the verse. It only says, وَأَخَذْنَا آلِ الْفِرْعَانَ بسنين with years. وَنَكَسُوا مِنْ تَمَرَاتِ لَعَلَّهُمْ يَذَكُرُونَ. And shortness of crops, that they might receive admonition. So God held away from them crops, food, so they might receive admonition. فإذا جاءتهم الحسنة قالوا قالوا لنا هذه. But when good times came, they said, this is due to us. لنا هذه, not to God again. When Moses was praying to them and they were praying to God, but when good times came, they said, this is good, this is due to us. So they began failing the tests. Mm? Mm. وإن وإن تصبهم وإن تصبهم سيئة يت سيئة يتيروا يت يتتروا و يت I can't read this even. Let's go to the English and see. This is due to us. When gripped by calamity, they ascribe it to evil omens connected with Moses and those with him. Mm? Uh, وإن تصيب وإن تصيبهم بسيئة. When gripped by calamity, سيئة يطيروا بموسى. يطيروا بموت. يطيروا sorry يطيروا. I'm sorry. Sorry, my eyes are not very good here. يطيروا بموسى ومن معه. But when good times came, they said, this is due to us. And when gripped, when gripped with calamity, they ascribe it to evil omens connected with Moses and those with him. Teira, Teitaru Bimusa, evil omens connected with Moses and those with him. So you see, they've failed even before long, they've already failed the tests. When good came to them, they said, oh, this is from us. When evil came to them, they blamed it on Moses and those with Moses, the close ones to Moses, like Aaron, his brother. ليتأتروا بموسى ومن معهم. Let's go. Allah, Allah, إنما تائرهم عند الله ولكن أكثرهم لا يعلمون. إنما طائرهم عند الله ولكن أكثرهم لا يؤمنون. Behold, in truth, the omens of evil are theirs in God's sight, but most of them do not understand. Innama tayrahum. Behold, in truth, the omens of evil were theirs. Tayrahum. Or ta'iruhum. Sorry, I'm sorry. Ta'iruhum. Innama ta'iruhum. Innama ta'iruhum. Inna Allahi. Behold, in truth, the omens of evil are theirs in God's sight, in the lie, in God's sight. لَعَلَّكُمْ أَثْرِهُمْ لَا يَعْلَمُونَ. But most of them do not understand. An ordinary man like me will say, do not know. But here our elders say, understand. Let's go and see the commentary if there is any. No, I don't think there is. Oh, there is. Okay. Their superstition ascribed the punishment of their own wickedness to some evil omen. Yes. They thought Moses and his people brought them ill luck. Oh my God. They thought Moses and his people brought them ill luck. They did not look within themselves to see the root of evil and the cause of their punishment. What do you call this sign? I've forgotten it. I've forgotten it. It's got off my head. So it happens. And so it happens in all ages. Yes, the one who comes to save you, you don't like. Mm. Okay. People blame the righteous for something which they do different from other men. Let me repeat that. People blame the righteous for something which they do different from other men instead of searching out their own lapses from rectitude, which are punished by God. Yes, they were blaming Moses and said, just considering recent history, look at what happened in Saddam's country, Iraq. People were blaming him. Look at Gaddafi, who was doing everything to prevent the people of Libya from hardship. And look at what happened. So, no goodbye, ciao. And look at my own country, Kwame Nkrumah, who came and did his best to save us from suffering and adversity. We toppled him and swept the grounds. We don't like his footsteps. Okay. Do we continue? That was 1:8. Okay, we are going to 132. We're going to verse 132. Section 6 is pretty long. Okay, let's go to 132. Kalu, Kalu, Mahma Tana, Kalu, Mahma Kalu Mahma Tatina Bihi, Min Ayatihi, Min Ayatin, Kalu, Mahma Tatina Bihi, Min Ayatin, Litasharna Biha, Fama Nanu, Fama Nanu, Laka, Bimomini. They are now revolting against Moses. They said, "Oh Moses," they said into brackets, they said into brackets to Moses, that his people, they said, "Whatever be the signs thou bringest to work therewith thy sorcery on us, we shall never believe in thee." You see, they will never believe in Moses. They told him point blank, face to face. Let's go to commentary 1089. A type of obstinacy and resistance to God's message. Obstinacy, I think, refusing to change. A type of obstinacy and resistance to God's message, as they believed in sorcery and magic. They thought anything unusual was the sorcery and magic. They think anything unusual was but sorcery and magic, and hardened their hearts against truth. And hardened their hearts against truth. Let's go to 133. وأرسلنا عليهم طوفانا والجراد kummala ودفادئ ودفادئ وأدم آيات مفصلات فاستكبروا. So we sent to them wholesale death. وأرسلنا عليهم طوفانا wholesale death. والجرادة and locusts والجرادة and locusts والجرادة والكملة and lice LICE والكملة lice والدفادئة frogs, and we send them frogs والدفادئة ودم and blood دم ودم blood آيات مفصلات فاستكبروا. Signs openly self-explained, but they were steeped in arrogance. Mustakbaru. After saying all these things, they were still arrogant. Locusts, lies, death, locusts, lies, frogs, and blood. Signs openly self-explained, but they were steeped in arrogance. In other words, they failed to think that this was punishment from God. They were still arrogant. فاستكبروا وكانوا قوما مجرمين. We were steeped in arrogance, a people given to sin. مجرمين قوما مجرمين, a people given to sin. I think they will give up somewhere. They will come back to Moses somewhere. Okay. ولما وقع عليهم الرجز ولما وقع عليهم الرجز قالوا يا موسى ادع لنا ربك بما أحد عندك. When the plague fell on them, ولما وقع عليهم الرجز, the plague, قالوا, they said, or they prayed, and they said, "Oh Moses, Ya Musa, ادع لنا ربك بما أحد عندك." They said, "Oh Moses, on our behalf, call on thy Lord in virtue of his promise to thee, in virtue of his promise to thee." Bima ahida indaka, ahida, promise to thee. Then, la in shafta, wa in kashafta anna arishfa lanu minu wallo minanna laka wala narsilna ma'aka bani Israel. So you see, they were not stable in their attitude to Moses. Call on that in their life in virtue of the promise to thee. If thou will remove the plague from us, we shall truly believe in thee, and we shall send away the children of Israel with us. shall send away the children of Israel with us. I think this was by the Egyptians. We'll go to the commentary and see. Mm. Arifa, plague, Lanor, well, no minu laka, we shall believe in you. Walanar, Sile na ma'aka, Walanursil lanna ma'aka bani Israel. We shall send with you the children of Israel. Let's go to the commentary and see. The type of obstinacy and resistance to God's message. I don't know where we stopped. Mhm. Okay. Okay, let's go back. Let's go back. I don't know where I stopped. A type of obstinacy and resistance to God's message, as they believed in sorcery and magic. They thought anything unusual was bad success. I think we've done that. Okay, we go to commentary 1090. So we sent to them wholesale death. Too far, too far. We sent to them wholesale death. And here, uh, the word in Arabic is tufan, tufana, and here is spelled in English and explained. Tufan, a widespread calamity, causing wholesale death and destruction. And that's tufana, uh, wholesale death and destruction. Uh, it may be flood or typhoon. We're seeing them today, or an epidemic, like COVID-19. Among them, or cattle, among men or cattle. Among men or cattle. In the case of COVID, it was among men. I don't know whether cattle were infected. I think so. Mm. Among men or cattle. Perhaps the last is meant. Mm. That is epidemic among men and cattle. Perhaps the last is meant. If we may interpret by the Old Testament story, see also Exodus 9 3. 9 is spelled IX, 9 3. 9 and then 3, 9. Exodus 9 3 and 9. And 15, I suppose. Then Exodus 7 29. To farm, plague. To farm, plague. Let's go to 91, still on verse 33. Let's go to the commentary on verse 39. In Surah 17, no, it's not Surah, that's in the Bible. In XVII 101, XVII 101, pardon me, I read it as 17, in verse 17, 101, or chapter 17, in chapter 17, 101. The reference is to 9 clear signs. These are the rod, that is 7107. 2, the radiant hand, 7108. 3, the years of drought, of shortage of water, 7130. And 4, short crops, 7130. Chapter 7, 130 of the Quran. Short crops. And the 5 mentioned in the verse, i.e., epidemics among men and beasts, locusts, lice, star 7, 8, frogs, and 9, the water turning to blood, Adam or Adamo, the water turning to blood, Adamo. And that is verse 1. That's the commentary to 133. Maybe we should do 134 and break to continue later. Oh, we've done 134 actually. We've actually done 134. Mm. That is when the plague fell on them. They said, "Oh, Moses, on our behalf, call and we've done it." Mm. Before. I think we should, if there is commentary, we should go to it. And yes, there is. It's commentary 192. Ma'aka Bani Israel. That's one, commentary 1, 1092. 1092. Let's see. The demand of Moses was twofold. The demand of Moses was twofold. One, come to God and cease from oppression. I think this today is Egyptians. One, come to God and cease from oppression. Two, let me take Israel out of Egypt. That's the two demands. The demand was twofold. At first, it was laughed at and rejected with scorn. So when the calamities came, they actually came to warn the Egyptians, not Moses' followers. Pardon me if that's what I said. Mm. It came to warn the Egyptians. Mm. Let's continue. When the place came for punishment, uh, when the place came for punishment, each time the Egyptians suffered, they promised amendment and begged Moses to intercede and cause the plague to cease. But every time it ceased, they went back on their evil attitude. Yes, that's the attitude of man. Hmm? That's like I said before, even in wrestling, eh, when somebody is beating, when an opponent is beating somebody, they will kneel down and beg. As soon as he turns the face, as soon as he turns away, oh, they surprisingly get up and spring on him, to beat him. So that's the attitude of man. Hmm? I used to watch championship wrestling a lot. They will kneel down and raise their hand as if they are praying to God. Oh my God. Okay. Each time the Egyptians suffered, they promised amendment and begged Moses to intercede and cause the plague to cease. But every time it ceased, they went back on their evil attitude until the final retribution came. This is a type of this is a type of the sinner's attitude for all times. Yes, for all times. From beginning of Adam, our great grandfather, to the end of the world. This is the attitude of man. When in adversity, they will beg, do everything, give all kinds of promises. When the adversity is taken from them, you see their real nature. Oh, yes. So, viewers, I think we will end here at verse 134. When we come back next time, we shall go to verse 135. God willing. May God give us His mercy and time and sympathy to do that. So, in other words, in the next episode, we shall start with Aya verse sign 135. Thank you very much. May God be with you all. Bye bye. Au revoir.